My school, Tokyo Denkai University, was participating as part of its industry collaboration efforts. Students were required to attend these seminars and submit reports to their instructors. That sounds awful. Otherwise, they wouldn't get credit for the related classes. That sounds awful! In addition, I was supposed to help one of the lecturers, Professor Izaki. I had just gotten a list from the reception desk at the shared lobby. I was waiting to check off the names of students who were coming to the lectures. There was still some time before the seminar started, so the lobby was mostly empty. None of the students on the list were here yet. I was bored, but I couldn't do anything but wait. The old me never could have imagined doing anything like this, but impressing Izaki was part of my new goal in life. Victor Krongia University. Yes, that was my new goal. Izaki did a lot of joint research projects with him and knew a lot of people there. The best first step to getting there my brain could come up with was being his assistant. Also, this convention was holding another seminar by Victor Krongia University after the one held this summer. Of course, that interested me too. Summer. Bad flashback. An image of her as she was then flashed through my mind. I was trying to get to Victor Krongia so that I could learn about the work that Kiriso Makase had been doing. I wanted to try to do it myself. Of course, I wasn't a genius like Kiriso. I knew there was no way I'd ever be able to do exactly what she did. But if I could do even 10% of it, honestly, I'm amazed that I've recovered so well. I thought that to myself and chuckled, just as a voice called to me from across the lobby. That's some long hair. I looked up and saw a young girl approaching from the elevator hall. She was short and petite. Everything about her was small. I could kind of make out a few of the curves that don't appear until after puberty. Oh boy. I forgot it's a Steins game. So at least she wasn't in elementary school, but maybe middle school? For someone with such a cute face, she clearly didn't care about her appearance. Her hair wasn't styled and it poured down her back. Even I could tell her clothes weren't very fashionable. Clearly not a place for a middle school girl belonged. She'd probably just come to the wrong place. Irritated, she pulled a card out of her jacket, not a cord. It was one of the IDs given out to invited guests. Her name and the name of her workplace were written on the front. Huh? Whoa. Victor Krongia University, USA. I don't think there's a place here in America called that. Brain Science Institute. I looked at the card and then at her, and then back at the card, then I looked at her again. I finally realized. You done goofed. She sighed and showed me another card. This one was a photo ID from Victor Krongia University. It was the same ID I'd seen Kirisu holding before on another world line. The photo on the card. Yeah, that was definitely her. This Magic Hiajo. Victor Krongia 大学の中学生?
寝ぼけるなら夜にして。大学に中学生がいるわけないでしょ。
それもそうだな。じゃあ飛び級か? Unlike in Japan, it wasn't uncommon for Americans to skip grades. Kiriso had made it to university at age 17. But still, a girl this young working in a university lab?
一つ確認していいかしら。
おう。
あなた今少なからず衝撃を受けてるわよね。 んな小さい子が信じられないかしら。それともこの年齢ですごいの方。
あ
She got me.
高校をよく見なさい。
The girl, Maho Hyajo, pointed to the part of the idea with her slender fingers. On her shoulder fingers. Oh, that'd be gross. Oh. She was born in 1989, and it was 2010, so she would be 21? Yeah? Because that's a year older than me.
20
Only like 2.5 months older than me, but still. You're 21 years old. We got it right.
つまり立派な成人女性よ。中学生じゃないのよ。もちろん小学生でも幼稚園児。
Take care. And then she puffed out her chest. There wasn't much to see, but I can imagine her saying, "They look bigger when I'm not wearing clothes. They're huge." Because that's exactly what she was going to say.
何かしらその顔は。
あ、いや、悪かった。謝る。
I couldn't believe it. She was older than me. If Daro was here, he'd be dancing around screaming, "Oh, God."
まあいいわ。
Just
世
gonna
界中
skip
どこに
that.
行っても同じ目に遭ってるから。
うん、そうだろうな。
何か言った？
あ、いや、別に。
Still, the Brain Science Institute? That's where Kiriso worked. Which means this kid, no, this person, might know a lot about Kirisu. I held back the impulse to start badgering her with questions. I looked at the pamphlet with the seminar schedules. Victor Condria's lecture was the last one for the day, and was clearly intended to be the biggest. Was this Maho Hyajo girl going to give a lecture? Just like Kirisu had done at the summer convention. No, wait. That's wrong. That never happened. Kirisu Makase never gave any lectures over the summer. That happened in the Alpha World line. In the world line I inhabited now, before the summer convention, she'd already...
君が今日登壇を？
いいえ、私は助手として来たの。あと通訳も兼ねてね。
I looked at the pamphlet again and saw that the lecturer was a man named Alexis Leskinen. We'll go with that. Alexis Leskinen, a professor at Victor Condre University and the chief researcher of the Brain Science Institute.
テーマは人工知能革命か。うん。面白そうだ。
AI Revolution.
時間があったらぜひ聞いてみてほしいわね。
そうするよ。あ、スタッフルームだったよな。
I lead Maho over to the elevator hall and showed her where the staff room was.
ありがとう。
I had no reason to hang around her any further. I said goodbye and was just about to turn around. Just then, the elevator opened. A woman emerged. The instant I saw her face, every hair in my body stood on end. Moeka Kiryu. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. Calm down. This is the Beta World line. Mayuri is alive. Moeka is not going to kill her. Our eyes met. The eyes on the other side of her glasses were as dead as ever, and it was impossible to tell what she was thinking. I frantically averted my gaze before she realized something was wrong. She tilted her head for a second, but quickly lost interest in me and turned towards Maho.
ああ、雑誌社の方でしたよね。お約束通り主催を。
Even in this world line, Moeka still only spoke in faint whispers.
レスキネン教授はまだなんです。少しお待たせしてしまいますけど。はい。それまで私でよければシステムの概要でもお願いします。
The two of them disappeared into the staff room. As I watched them leave, I took a deep breath. I tried to calm down, but it wasn't working.
桐生萌か。もしかしてまたお前なのか。
It was a terrible feeling, like a cold finger tracing the wounds in my heart. That night, when the terrorist threat shut down all the trains in Akihabara, That awful night when I just knew something was going to happen.
ここでもまたお前が
Or was I just imagining things? Was she just a magazine reporter now instead of a CERN rounder? No, even if Moeko was a rounder, we had nothing to do with CERN anymore. CERN wouldn't be watching us. I took another deep breath, grabbed some of the anxiety meds in my pocket, and swallowed them down with some mineral water I'd brought ahead of time. It would take 15 minutes for them to kick in. Those 15 minutes were always pretty rough. I laughed myself a little, and sat down on one of the reception desk chairs. The table was filled with leaflets, pamphlets, and other things for attendees. How do I get to my phone? That's... no. Aha! Yo, we got like a touchscreen phone now. Technology has advanced in like the few months since the ending of Steins Gate. So that's settings. Oh, we gotta change our wallpaper to something cool. Think strange. I don't. What do? That was the one we had in the previous game. Well, this was the ringtone we had in the previous game. This was our text tone. So we'll go with that to bring some continuity in between games. Do we not have like a text tone? No, we have a line thing now. I guess that's why. All right, so here's our contacts, which all look pretty similar. All right. My area is lined us saying, Tuturu, Ocarine, are things going okay with Mr. Seminar? We can reply with, yeah, no problem. There was a little accident, or I'm not sure. We'll just go with, yeah, no problem. We've earned a trophy. She replies with, I see, that's great. We reply with, I can't wait to see what kind of seminar it will be. Mayushi wishes she could have seen it too. Maybe a little too hard for you to follow. That's a sticker. You're right. Okay, I don't want to get in your way. Bye. Peace out. I guess we just don't get like a text tone for line messages. Even though we kind of did. But I don't know. My eyes wander to one of the pamphlets. It's all in Japanese. Can't read it. Nakabashi Theory and Genealogy of Pseudoscience. This pamphlet was for Professor Izaki's seminar. Nakabashi Theory. The paper he denounced in Russia. That paper held the key to creating a real time machine. On that day, July 28th, Nakabashi had stolen the paper from Kirisu, his own daughter, and left with it. I knew that. Only Nakabashi and I knew that. I flipped through the pamphlet. It was a brief introduction to the many forms of pseudoscience and fake scientific discoveries that had emerged since the start of the 20th century. On its own, it did make for interesting reading. And at the end of the pamphlet, Nakabashi theory was introduced as nothing more than another entry in that long list of fakes. So Dr. Nakabashi's time machine theory had been completely ignored by the academic world. All the glory, fame, and power he'd wanted so badly that he was willing to get rid of his own daughter, he didn't get any of it. And I'd heard rumors that after the announcement, he'd been imprisoned in a Russian lab. To make it even funnier, he thought he was getting the VIP treatment. For a short time, there were essays and interviews in bogus academic journals. Even there, it was obvious it had all gone to his head.